Humbug Witch by Lorna Ballion. Boys and girls, stick with this story because at the end there's a great surprise. There was this witch, and all of her was very little, except her nose. That was very big. She had 2 crooked teeth and long, stringy red hair. It was so long, she kept tripping over it. She wore slightly squashed, tall, black, pointed hat, like witches wear, orange gloves, a hand-knit black wool shawl, an old plaid apron, red and white striped stockings, and funny-looking black shoes with gold buckles on them. She had a good sturdy broom and a black cat named Fred. You can see for yourself. She was truly a frightening-looking, horrible, witchy witch. But when she tried to do things, they never worked the way they were supposed to for witches. Like when she wanted to laugh wickedly and scare everyone, it never sounded like ha 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 ha. Instead, it sounded like hee 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 hee. Or like when she wanted to go to Portugal or Chicago or to the next door neighbors, she would climb on her good sturdy broom and say all sorts of magic words and wait a few minutes and nothing would happen. And then she would jiggle her good sturdy broom and say more magic words real loud and wait a long time and still nothing would happen. Nothing at all. The broom would not move an inch. When she wanted to turn Fred into an alligator or a hippopotamus or a candy bar, she would get down on her hands and knees and look Fred square in the eye and say all kinds of magic words and wait and wait. But Fred just stayed a cat. When she wanted to cook up a batch of magic potion, she would dump all the very best things in her very best kettle. Things like sour milk and paprika, molasses and prune pits and eggshells and hair tonic, apple peelings, pickle juice, cinnamon, genuine rainwater, cough syrup, and peanut butter. And she would stir it and stir it and stir it and say all the magic words she could think of. And then she would stir it some more. It sizzled a little, but it never got smoky or bubbly or exploded like magic potions are supposed to. All it did was make Fred terribly sick to his stomach. Poor Fred. She finally decided it was just no use. She stood her good sturdy broom in the corner. She took off her funny-looking black shoes with the gold buckles. She took off her plaid apron. She took off her hand-knit black wool shawl. She took off her slightly squashed, tall, black, pointed hat. She took off her orange gloves. She took off her long, stringy red hair. She took off her mask and she went to bed. And so did Fred. And so did boys and girls. After she took off all those pieces, there was no more scary witch. And when you go out for Halloween, if you do some trick-or-treating or trunk-and-treating or you see something on TV, always remember there are no witches and there are no goblins and ghosts and all those other scary things we see. They're just people in makeup and masks and outfits. and you can sleep tight in your bed that night too. The end.